This episode of Nerds Gone Rogue is brought to you by Killers. All John ever wanted was to be normal, but the grisly murder of his parents when he was just a child left something terrible brewing inside him. John was a killer, a fact he'd accepted as he now lived on the streets, looking for a place he belonged in this world. On a night that seemed like fate, while on a train heading west, a stranger intervenes as John is on the verge of his most recent crime. His name is Professor James Conrad, and he asks John to come live with him and a group of young serial killers he has taken under his wing. Together they search for a purpose in their murderous ways. It isn't long after a new sadistic serial killer begins to terrorize Seattle, and throwing a wrench into all they are trying to accomplish. Time seems to be running out for the group to find the answers they are searching for. Where will they go? What is their purpose? And with the killing closing in, who will survive the night? Written by C. Benjamin Doyle, Killers is available now on Amazon and Amazon Kindle. Get your copy today. What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Power Block for April 10th, 2018, a special edition episode. Yes! I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrick, and alongside me, as always, is that retro code, Edward Varnell.
PAX 2018!
Oh, dude, PAX was so much fun. It was so much fun. For those of you, if you're not caught up, I went to PAX this weekend. We left on Wednesday, took a road trip, and we went Thursday and Friday and came home Saturday, so I wasn't there the whole time. I would have, if I was to do it again at some point, I would probably go longer, just because I like it. I like watching people do stuff, and I liked watching the games being played, but PAX was awesome. Thursday wasn't busy. This was the first year they did Thursday, and it wasn't busy at all. But Friday was really crowded, and Saturday, I guess, was even more crowded than Friday. So,
well, it's the weekend, and probably people were getting they probably still have work Thursday. Yeah, probably just got there Friday.
Yeah, but dude, it was so much fun. I had such a great time. I went with Joey and my friend Mitch and our other friend Garrett, who is way younger than us, and just we always make fun of him because he invited himself. So we were yeah, you can come along, I guess. So, but it was a good time. It was really fun, and we had so much fun. And I know we talked about it on World 1-1 a lot. So I mean, you might hear overlap on a lot of the shows, but yeah, we're just going to talk about the Nintendo specific stuff today, but if you want to hear everything, check out next week's NGR or World 1-1 earlier today, or the various other shows if you want specific things. So, but yeah, Ed, it was a good time.
Yes.
You should have gone with me. It would have been a good time.
Unfortunately, due to my situation with work, I couldn't make it.
Yeah, I know. So. I know. Next year. That's what we should do next year.
Which is weird. So that would probably be almost a 17-hour trip.
Yeah.
Because 6 hours to your spot.
Yeah.
5-hour drive and then 5 hours to your house. I might just take 2 extra days. Just be you can go to work. Me and Mish would kick it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But we're not really going to talk about what we've been playing. I know Ed's been playing Zelda, but that's about it. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back.
Hi.
Hey. How are you enjoying Zelda, Ed?
Um, I'm enjoying it on Switch. You know what? I think I need to play with the Pro controller. Um, because there's something about like I'm missing a lot. Maybe I had to get used to the Joy-Con, but I think the Pro controller does it better for me with hitting some of the buttons. Because I keep missing like L and R on it, and I think I'm so used to playing it on the Wii U gamepad with the control, with the buttons being bigger. I was able to move and be more flexible with my movement and attacks and stuff. But I keep missing stuff on the Switch with the Joy-Con. So I'm gonna play with my Pro controller. But I finally got my paraglider. I'm doing some shrines. Found one Kuroko seed, and now I'm going to do that big mountain with the split in it. Oh, that mountain is so beautiful. It didn't say it. Side quest Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I was like, this early in the game?
Yeah, you kind of get it like kind of right away.
Yeah. So, um, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Just I've been playing in handheld mode, and I'm going to like dock it, and probably this weekend I'm gonna dive more into it. Um, but yeah, I'm loving this game, dude. It brings me back on why this game is Game of the Year, and I can't wait to see what the next Zelda game is.
Yeah.
Because I literally feel like there's so much in this game that I know what to do now, but I feel like I'm still missing a lot in that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's I kind of had the itch earlier to cuz like I played Decay of Logos over at PAX and which we'll talk about in a little bit. But
which I need to watch. I forgot to watch the Decay of. You said Decay of Logos.
yeah. And it got me back into like, man, I really want to play some more Zelda. So,
Did you do video of that?
mm-mm.
Okay.
No, like I only got certain things, and I was trying to like get the more important ones, and some things that maybe people were,
Oh.
wanting to see. So I didn't get a whole lot. I got a few things. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
But yeah, I have been itching to get back to Zelda because I don't know, man. There's just something about that game.
This game looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, but anyways, what else have you been playing? Anything?
I know you did say we weren't gonna do
I
what
know,
you've been
but
playing, but
oh well.
last but not least, I've been playing Ratchet and Clank for PlayStation 4. It's like a remaster kind of version of the original. I think I'm halfway done, but I still need some gold bolts, and I need to get the rest of my weapons up to level 5, get my main character to level 5. The guys at Nerd's Gone Platinum has given me a platinum challenge, so I'm doing my best to platinum this game. This will be my first platinum before I go into Horizon Zero Dawn and trying to finish that game for platinums. I already beat Horizon, but I need to get the rest of the platinums. Or platinums. I need to platinum that game because that's also part of my challenge. So that's what I've been working on. I will be jumping back into my Xbox One and my 3DS a little bit later. Definitely when I go on vacation. But at this time, those two games are what I'm playing right now. And I think what's probably going to happen is I'm gonna focus some stuff on Ratchet and Clank, and then like probably this weekend focus a lot on Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
So.
Nice. Well, I guess I could start getting into what I've been playing. Yeah, I've been playing a lot, man. I played a lot at PAX. I mean, I that's pretty much what we're gonna go into. So,
Yes.
I guess again, I'm only gonna go into the stuff that's probably gonna appear on Nintendo platforms or are confirmed for Switch, or so I'm not gonna go through everything I played because some of it's PlayStation specific and Xbox specific, obviously. But the first game I played when I was there, the first thing I did was go over to the Yacht Club booth and play King of Cards, the Shovel Knight campaign. And let me tell you, man, that game is awesome. There's
Nice.
two sections of the demo. The first thing was what is happening here? The first thing the first thing I played was the platforming level. Sorry, I'm checking something and I couldn't understand what it was happening. Was a platforming level through the Troubles, which is like where the giant whale fish thing is in the original Shovel Knight, and you kind of play through, and yeah, it was awesome, man. Like there's these moving platforms that you kind of have to like jump to, and King Knight has this new dash mechanic which acts as an attack and as a extra maneuver. Like it adds more motion to your movements, and like you can dash to platforms and stuff.
And I have a question about that. Uh is it ground dash and air dash?
Yeah.
Or okay,
Yeah,
so
it's a ground
his
dash and an air dash. Yeah.
and an air dash. Okay.
Yeah, and you
Just
can.
thinking.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
I was just thinking of. I'm like, okay, is it like the Mega Man X kind of dash where, when you get the dash in that game, you do ground, but later on in the game you get air, the dash in the air, and it seems that now he just does it as part of his gameplay mechanic, which is cool. I love air dashes.
Yeah. So that also adds like a secondary jump to the platforming, where like you dash against a platform and you can kind of boost yourself up a little bit. I didn't really see a lot of new enemies. There was well, I guess there was one, but the way you kind of it was like this kind of totem pole bird thing where like you had to hit the head. It was like separated into 4 sections, and the way to do damage was you had to hit the head, and then that head would pop off, but a new head would kind of like replace like appear on one of the other totem things, and like it ended up, if you don't kill them right away, it turns into like 4 enemies instead of 1 tall enemy. But the dash mechanic allows you to like bump them off the platforms, so yeah, it was cool. So let's see what else can I talk about here. The moving platforms were kind of interesting, and it added a new dynamic to, what we already know of Shovel Knight, where like, we had the swinging platforms, we had the ones that kind of appeared in front of you, but these ones were like salamanders that kind of like created new platforms, and you had to kind of weave your way through without falling off, and enemies would try to knock you off too. And yeah, man, it was really fun. It was really challenging. And then the other part that I played was the card game, which is kind of like a match 3 competitive style game. Like I kind of went over it on World 1-1, where we were talking about how it's kind of like a match 3 game meets Texas Hold'em almost, where like you have 3 cards and you have to match 3 cards, but they also have to like have a higher rank than the card that you're playing against, and you kind of build your deck as you progress through the game. And I think they said that that's also co-op or competitive, like you can play other players, but they didn't say if you could like take your decks online or anything. I didn't really ask, but that added a new kind of dynamic to the game, which I did interview one of the reps there, and he was like, he told me that there are 3 like worlds. There's a hub world like Inspector Knight, where you can kind of upgrade yourself or whatever. But then there's 3 world maps, and it's almost 3 times the size as Shovel Knight. So you're trying to upgrade your hub world to become the real king. As you progress through each of these world maps, you kind of get more powerful and kind of take over each kingdom. And then you play in the different taverns in the towns in the world. You play the card game to kind of earn reputation and stuff. So you can play through the whole game without playing the card game, and you can only play the card game if you want. Like they kind of made it open to play how you want to play. So I thought it was really cool. I think that game is really awesome. It is definitely one of the highlights of the of the trip for sure. I went back and played a second time. Like, I enjoyed it so much. And then if you look at my Instagram, I posted the Spectre Knight shirt I got.
Yes.
Which was awesome. So
I'm looking so forward to. I wish they had that shirt on a hoodie. I like it. I would love to have the shirt like in the fall time as a hoodie. But yeah, it looks really good. I can't wait to get it. And only because I'm with Corey on this one that I'm waiting for a physical announcement for a Switch, like a complete collection.
Yeah, they had the physical copies of the Wii U and 3DS versions there, and like the PS4 version. Mm-hmm. And I asked him, I was like, "Is there a chance we're gonna get a Switch physical copy?" The guy said, "We have nothing to say at this time, but never say never." So, I mean, and I know like on World 1-1, you guys interviewed them, and they kind of said that they were aiming towards a physical copy. And like, we've kind of speculated they're waiting to get all the campaigns out before they put it on a cart. So,
but I know it's coming. Yacht Club will be crazy not to bring it. I'm just thinking that announcement is going to probably be at E3. If not, we're going to get in a Nintendo Direct, because that would be crazy if Yacht Club just like announced it on social media. I'm like, no, that's not good. You gotta go out with a bang for Switch users. You gotta do a commercial or something, some kind of direct or something, and put it out there, because people want it on physical. They would already bought the digital. They would double dip on this physical version. That way they can have new artwork.
Yeah.
And have Shovel Knight with all the with everybody from all the DLC and all the other characters. I think it would be cool to like have a new cover as a definitive edition of Shovel Knight.
Yeah. I man, it was just, dude, I saw the amiibo there too, and like the amiibo are super detailed and just like the Plague Knight one is the smallest, but the Spectre Knight and the King Knight ones are huge, and it almost makes me want them to like reissue a Shovel Knight one, but just because like they look better than the Shovel Knight one. But man, they were cool looking, and I can't wait for those things. But
yeah,
so Shovel Knight was pretty rad. I wish it was coming soon, and they said it's coming soon, but like I wish it was here like now. So, yeah. But let's see, where's the next game I played? Sorry, I'm getting my notes up. Sorry, everybody. Decay of Logos. I'm just gonna go in order that I have them written down here. Decay of Logos was pretty cool if you're itching for more kind of Zelda-esque. It's like this kind of open world. It is an open world action RPG, but it kind of reminded me of like if Breath of the Wild had Wind Waker's kind of color palette and like sharp shadows and sharp color palette, and it was darker. The weapons were cool, like the mounts were cool. The enemies were pretty cool to fight. Like I was fighting them with a bow staff. It was pretty cool. It had it kind of felt a little bit like if the combat kind of felt like if Zelda met a slower version of DMC a little bit, where like you can kind of like juggle people in the air and stuff. It felt really good. So
I was taking a look at it, and it kind of reminds me of one of the Prince of Persia games that was on PS3 and 360, where it was just like one-on-one combat.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, it was. It was. I don't really know because I spent most of the time exploring instead of fighting because I wanted to see as much of the world as I could.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks amazing, and like it was originally announced for just PS4, but they decided to bring it to Switch too because they're like, well, everything sells better on Switch, so why not? So that game was cool. I definitely advise people to keep an eye out for that one if you're looking for more Zelda-esque type things. So, okay. So we're gonna get into like I went into the Nintendo booth both days, but I tried to play all the games in the Nintendo booth just for this show. We're gonna start with Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein was awesome on Switch. Aside from some lighting differences in like the 30 frames a second and some textures that they had to make adjustments for just because it's running on lesser hardware. Like if you would have told me I was playing the game on a launch Xbox One, I would have been like, sure I am, I believe you. It looked that good. The shooting felt great. The pacing felt good. The movement and stuff felt really good. Mm-hmm. It kind of had a little bit of a motion blur to hide the 30 frames a second, which felt really good, which I think Wolfenstein 2 had that a little bit in it anyway.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. Okay, well, they kind of did that in this game. It looks a lot cleaner than Doom. A lot of people on the video I posted some gameplay footage of it. It's about 5 minutes on our YouTube page. So if you want to check it out, you can. It ran a lot smoother. It looks a lot cleaner than Doom. The HUD looks a lot cleaner than Doom. Let's see. It I don't know. I think like they had to make some adjustments to the enemy AI because I was watching it and I was just kind of thinking about it. Like the enemy AI is really responsive, but it's not as smart, I would say, as PS4, Xbox One versions. Some of the times, like two of the enemies would be moving and someone would just be like standing right in front of you. But it still felt really good to play, like to run through and stuff. And I don't know what.
Oh, I'm just saying with it being a demo, they're probably working on bugs for it. That's probably something that's just like, yeah, we're still working on to getting this game up there. Because I kind of didn't notice that the AI in Wolfenstein 2. I just know that the battles are just like a little bit too long.
Yeah. But anyways, I was playing through and they allowed me to watch one of the story cutscenes, which was pretty surprising. And it ran really good. Like I was very, very, very impressed. It was very, very solid shooter, and I cannot wait for people to see this on Switch.
I hope that it gets, and it's going to sound a little bit high, but I hope it gets 500,000 copies sold.
Oh, I think it's going to... Dude, by the way people were talking about it and playing it there, I bet it sells more than Doom.
Yeah, I can see that. If they could put it... I don't know what day they plan on, because I don't know, like, when do you release this? Because I feel like you got to release it on at least a Friday, that there is no big releases or anything. Like, let that Wolfenstein 2 take that spotlight. But we don't know the rest of the year's release dates yet.
They didn't say a release date, but I think it's because they want to do one last big push at E3 for it. I really think that's going to be their kind of
announcement day.
Yeah, I think we'll get it soon after E3. I would guess like July or August because I bet they want to get that game out before all the big stuff comes this fall.
Where's Octopath Traveler? Isn't that's August, right?
I think it's July.
July. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay. Because I think that would be if, and if Octopath Traveler had got delayed, it would be good to get Wolfenstein 2 out before Octopath Traveler. That way people could pick it up, get through the game, enjoy it, and then be able to have another hot game to play that Friday
yeah.
or whenever.
Yeah. But Wolfenstein 2 looked amazing. I was very happy with what I saw. Definitely look out for that. It was awesome. Like playing it was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. But the next game I played was S&K Heroines.
Yes.
Really, like it was a demo version. It was only running at about 30 frames a second, and it was choppy. But they said it was going to be they're aiming for 60 frames a second in either 900p or 1080p. So yeah, I enjoyed what I played. I think it's a lot more casual than your typical SNK fighting game. So I liked it a lot. I thought, the moves were easy to manage, and they put the once you fill up the meter, like there's a meter that you need to fill up as you're fighting, and once you fill it up, you hit R1 or R, I guess it would just be R, and like you do a super combo, and it's just really fun and easy to manage. It's kind of like it's gonna be kind of like Smash, where like it's easy to get into but hard to master.
Yeah. The SNK games takes a while to learn.
Yeah,
They really do.
yeah, but the character models look great. The like all the different styles felt unique. It was good. I enjoyed what I played. So let's see, where am I going from here? Let's see. Just Shapes and Beats was really cool. The soundtrack to Just Shapes and Beats was awesome.
Yes. That really is a day one like purchase for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the soundtrack is amazing. The soundtrack is just one of the best soundtracks I think I've ever heard.
I really hope they have a link to where you could buy the soundtrack when the game comes out. I would love to buy the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was cool. Like it was cool to see, like, because your natural instinct is to like just shoot the enemies, but you have to like time it with the music, and there's certain cues to where like you need to do this type of shot versus this type of shot, and at the top there's like a rhythm meter at the top, and you need to be able to like press whatever button you need to you need to be able to like know what button's coming up and stuff. It was, man, it was cool. It was really cool, and like the boss fight, and there's a video online on the YouTube page of Just Shapes and Beats. Also, you can't really hear the music, which is sad because that's like the best part of the game. But
Yeah.
so I mean, if you want to see gameplay, go to that. But if you want to hear the soundtrack, just go to like
I think, and this is crazy, but I think the best way to get the most out of this game, you gotta have a really good sound system if you're doing it on TV. As for doing it in handheld mode, you only can play this game with headphones.
yeah,
I think.
yeah, it's awesome, man. Man, it's so cool, man. Like
It
I
looks
love
so
the art
good.
style. It looks really good. It what is this?
I was sold on it when from the Nindies Direct. So, like, I heard the music and I seen the gameplay. I'm like, oh, this is two of my favorite genres of games. Yeah, this is a day one purchase.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. So, uh Just Shapes and Beats, if you're a rhythm person, you need to check this out. It's cool. I look, all these games I highly recommend it. Just Shapes and Beats was so cool. The color palette and stuff.
Well, one game I don't recommend
Um
that you played.
yeah, I'm so bad at rhythm games. Like, I'm sorry. I just okay, the next game, Garage, was It was showed in the Nindy Showcase. It was kind of like that top-down kind of twin-stick shooter, zombie apocalypse shooter. It was cool, man. Like it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It kind of reminds me of a mixture between Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Zombie U, actually. A lot of cues taken from Zombie U, where like you kind of have to manage a lot of stuff, and like if you make a sound, like more zombies will come running at you. So like sometimes you want to conserve your ammo and just kind of run by them instead of attacking them straight on, because when I picked up the demo started out where like you had to pick up a shotgun. It was laying right in front of you, and there was a box of shotgun shells, right? So I'm like, okay. So I walk by, and there's this zombie eating a corpse or whatever, and like it saw me and it started chasing me, so I shot it. Well, I saw like another horde of zombies up in the top right corner. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just kind of like ignore them for now. They start running after me, and they overwhelmed me. There was probably like 15 or 20 of them just overwhelming me. So like I had to go about it a different way to get to the next area. So like I picked up the shotgun and the shells, and I walked past that zombie, and I got to a point where like it started chasing me, but it was just the one. And I got them into a corridor where like I kind of funneled them in, so I wasn't getting overwhelmed and surrounded. They were just kind of funneling down this hallway. Yeah. And then I started taking them out, and then I got a whole bunch of ammo and moved into the next area. But like, it was a lot more strategic than I expected it to be. So, but yeah, Garage was pretty cool. Shaq Fu, the best game show. Shaq Fu's amazing game show. No, I'm just kidding. Look, I went through a lot of it on World War I yesterday, but like, man, that you start the demo out, and like you can't attack or do anything. You're just walking, and then it's like the tutorial is very like hand holding. I'm like, oh geez, come on, this is a beat 'em up. You press X to jump, and I was playing on PlayStation. You press X to jump, and like square and triangle to punch and kick and stuff. I'm like, it's just Shaq Fu. Come on. So I'm playing it, and all of a sudden, like, I get to the first part where there's enemies, and they're all like stereotypical, like kind of Asian monks kind of thing, and they had like the pointed kind of Asian hats, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying not to sound racist right now, but like this, I
think they call them like rice patty hats.
Yeah, and like they are kind of, like
they're pointed. They're pointed. They're like straw looking hats.
Yeah,
and you see them in an old martial arts film. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was. Oh, geez, it was really interesting. And then like, as I progressed, like the first screen had like 2 or 3 of them, and then the next screen over had like 4 or 5 of them, and then the next screen over had like 6 of them. And I was like, okay, when am I going to fight something different? And then these kind of blue kind of lady goats. I really don't know how to explain them, but they were just like, their top half were like women, and then they had horns, but their bottom half was like a goat. And they would just walk around and like shoot magic at you. And
wow.
I was just like, oh, okay, this is weird. So I went through all that. And then I got to the first boss fight. Mini boss fight. I'm like, okay, this is probably where like the game gets kind of interesting. And the fight was cool. Like, it was interesting where like, I mean, it was very stereotypical boss fight where like, it's a giant kind of sumo wrestler guy with like some kind of weird helmet hat thing on, and he had a shield, and you had to like charge him to get behind him and knock him down, and then you had to get behind him and punch him. And then after that, like I fought him, and I was like, okay, cool. And there was like a chest there, and I got, I don't know, orbs or something. I wasn't really paying attention. I was already kind of done with the game. But I'm like, okay, cool. I fought the first mini boss. Let's see what this next area is. The next area is literally just a thinner pathway with 3 of these guys on it. And then up in the balcony where there were like those the Chinese guys again shooting arrows at me. I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, this is ridiculous. This is so just boring. Like, honestly, it was just boring. And I don't know if there's going to be co-op in the game, but there better be, because it was so boring to play by yourself. And like the last stage or the last kind of screen that I played, there was a power up, and I got to play in this big metal suit where I just kind of destroyed everybody, and it was fine. But like, I mean, we kind of joke around about Shaq Fu on the show a lot, and like, honestly, I was kind of like wanting to play it to see how it was, and I'm glad I got to play it, because I went from little to no interest in that game now. It was honestly, it was really bad. So,
Jake.
Yeah, it wasn't like janky, it was just like boring. Yeah. It was just boring, and I'm like, well, okay.
So I like to call it flatline fun.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you're supposed to have fun, but it's just kind of dead. It's so bland. It's just like, I guess I'll play this.
Yeah. So it was fine. I'm glad I'm getting it for free. I mean, I'm glad I don't have to pay money for it, because I bought that NBA Playgrounds game. So
I am not getting this game at all.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Don't waste your money, guys. It was kind of boring. So
if it comes to the eShop for $1.99 on the sale, I'll check it out so I can laugh at it. Other than that, no.
I mean, I'm gonna do a let's play of it, like when I get it. But like, if that costs any more money than like $5, it's just like, whoa, what are you doing there?
Believe me, I will be there to moderate that.
Yeah. So, but anyways, the next game I played was The Messenger. It's pretty much Ninja Gaiden. Like, it's straight up Ninja Gaiden for NES.
I will take it.
Yeah, so it was cool. Like, the first section, I literally only got to play for like 8 or 9 minutes, and about half that time I was stuck in a room getting the time travel power. Like, it does the NES thing, where like you get stuck in a room and you have to read a ton of text before you can move on.
Unskippable.
And I was literally
trying to get through the section by like getting past all the text.
Yeah. What is this? Jeez, come on. Yeah, so I got the time travel mechanic, and I only got to use it like 2 or 3 times, but like it was a cool mechanic where like you got to play through the game in 8-bit, and you get this time travel mechanic, and you go back through 16-bit, but you have to solve the puzzles in the 16-bit world by traveling back in time to the 8-bit world. And like, if there's a tree in your way, you have to figure out how to cut the tree down or get the tree out of your way. And then you like go back to the 16-bit world, and the tree's just not there. But there might be another obstacle there or another puzzle you have to solve. And it was cool. Like, it was a really cool mechanic. And if you're a fan of Ninja Gaiden, like, I would definitely check this out.
Yes.
It was cool. It was cool. And like, dude, the 8-bit running and wall jumping and even the jumps and the flips were like, it was Ninja Gaiden. So
Ninja Gaiden. Like, it is a day one purchase for me. I love Ninja Gaiden. They're hard as ever on the NES, but I love playing them, and I love just the challenge and progressions that I can make in that game. So I'm definitely looking forward to this game.
Yeah. So, if you're interested in Ninja Gaiden, I definitely check it out. Like, watch something on it. It was cool. So, I play a little bit of Flint Hook, which is out already, so I'm not really going to talk too much about that. I felt really bad for that guy because they brought Mercenary Kings for Switch also,
Uh-huh.
and like that game's been out for a while, and it's been out. Mercenary King's been out, but it's coming to Switch, and then they brought Flint Hook, and Flint Hook's their new game. I just felt really bad that everybody was playing Mercenary Kings and not Flint Hook. So I played Flint Hook.
Yeah, I think some people are not to like rogue games like that, but it's been available on the eShop, and it probably people it was there just to get people to let you know, hey, this is Flint Hook. If you guys been curious about it, this is how it plays.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So let's see what else. My list is all over the place because I didn't just play Nintendo games at first. I was playing through. As I played them, I would take notes. So I'm scrolling here. I'm sorry, everybody. Lightfall was awesome, and like I know we talked about it last night, but I'm gonna bring it up again here. Like Flint Hook is something that Sega should look at the next time they want to make a 2D Sonic game feel different and feel smooth and feel good. Like
you mean Lightfall?
Yeah, what'd I say?
You said Flint Hook.
Oh, I meant Lightfall. I'm sorry, guys. Gosh, I need to get my mind straight. Yeah, Sega needs to look at Lightfall if they want to make a 2D Sonic game feel relevant again. And like I know Sonic Mania did well and stuff, but that was like old Sonic. If you want Sonic to feel fresh and new, Sega needs to look at Lightfall because like the sense of momentum and speed in that game felt so good. Like in like it was vertical, kind of like the way Sonic stages are built, and like they made you traverse vertically instead of just straight across and speed to the end. Like that sense of speed mixed with exploration, I think, is what a Sonic game should feel like. But the real hook of Lightfall is like you get these abilities to control blocks, and some of them you can create extra platforms. Some of them you get like power blocks, which power vehicles and boats and stuff that you need to ride or do whatever. And then there's a special block that you can kind of go into these kind of shrine things and read about the history and the lore of the world of Lightfall. And it was really cool to see like that much detail in it. And oh, dude, Lightfall is one of the top games for sure that I'm looking forward to. I cannot wait. I think it's everything I think I wanted Celeste to be, and it just didn't quite hit it for me because like the momentum and the speed and stuff, the way you can control the platforming and stuff, it just felt really good. The wall jumping felt good. The creating the platforms on the fly when you're jumping feels really good because they always spawn in the place where, like, somehow in the math and the mechanics of the game, like wherever you're going to land when you create the block, wherever your momentum is taking you, that's where the block's going to land. So you're always going to land on the block unless you like switch directions and mess up really bad, which is really hard to do.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to ask you this yesterday. The controls are very precise.
Yeah.
Meaning that like they don't do none of the, even though this is not ice, when you land, like you don't slip or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And like the art direction and like the voiceovers and the narration of the game, cuz like there's like a old guy that's narrating the story, and like it's kind of witty and funny and kind of serious at the same time. So I really enjoyed it. It was something special, and I want people to play Lightfall. And this is one of those games that not a lot of people really know about unless they watch the Nintendo Direct, and like I want people to play it. And I played the Steam version, but the Switch version he promised will be on par with the Steam version. Like no graphical changes, no frame rate changes, nothing. So
well, it doesn't look like it's very taxing on the system, so
no,
I expect it to run like really good.
Yeah, It's cool. Lightfall is amazing, and I told the guy, I was like, look, this game is amazing. I hope people play this game.
I need to go on my Switch and see if it's available for pre-order. I might just pre-order it.
It's not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I think when he does do the announcement, if it comes up on the system where we can pre-order it, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pre-order this. I'm definitely gonna get it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The next game, Dead Cells. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this game, but I went from like being not interested in this game at all to being thoroughly excited for this. It's a roguelite kind of procedurally generated Metroid, more Castlevania than Metroid style game. And by roguelite, I mean like there's a lot of progression that you can save, but you always kind of start over after you die with some of that progression. And as you progress, you have to like navigate the map and find where like the big bosses are. But as you explore, you want to find gold and cells so you can upgrade your character, to progress. So it was really cool. The art direction's awesome. The music is awesome. I mean, I even told the guy, I was like, look, this wasn't really on my list at all. A bunch of friends said I should play it, and I'm sold. Like, I went from not caring to being thoroughly excited. So I think the concept is, like, it's just enough, because I don't really like roguelikes. I don't like that feeling of pouring a bunch of time into a game, dying, and having to start over, right? There's very few games like that I could get excited about. Like Spelunky is one that is an exception to the rule where I like Spelunky. I know Matt's in love with Spelunky, but Dead Cells kind of sold me, so guys, definitely check out. I have some footage of Dead Cells on the YouTube page and on the website, so you guys should check that out too. It's about 1.5 minutes of footage, so I was thoroughly impressed. Let's see. Dark Souls Remastered looks incredible on Switch. The detail and the textures they put into that, I was thoroughly impressed. They kind of redid a lot of the character models, like totally redone character models of the player character, the bosses. I think they just cleaned up a lot of the basic enemies, but a lot of the bigger enemies they kind of redid. And, if they didn't redo all of them, they redid enough for you to notice. A lot of the texture work on the castle and like a lot of the brickwork and just a lot of the structures are, the textures look better. I would kind of compare it to Twilight Princess HD, where like, a lot of the textures were redone to be in HD, but some of the character models were like totally replaced. Like you could totally tell the Link character model was totally replaced. But some of the NPCs weren't replaced. Their textures were just cleaned up. That's kind of what I would compare it to.
Okay.
And then they let me play a decent chunk of that game too. Locked 30 frames a second, 1080p on screen, and 720p docked. They let me play all the way from the beginning of the game through the asylum to the Firelink Shrine, all the way to the first boss, the Taurus Demon.
Wow.
So, I mean, I played probably like 25 minutes, and I was like trying to rush through it because they said play till you die. I was like, okay, well, I've played through the first part of Dark Souls like probably 3 or 4 times by now. Like, I know what I'm doing. So
I have to say this. I really hope Bandai Namco sends stores at least 10 copies of the Switch version, because I know they're expecting to sell big on PS4 and Xbox One, but if they send only 2 copies, they're gonna miss out on a lot of physical sales. They'll probably do good at digital, but for some people, I think some of the hardcore Dark Souls players, I think they're already gonna get it digitally. And those who are interested in the game is gonna get it physically. Because I would love to have go to Target and they got 10 copies.
Yeah. Dark Souls is a game that I think a lot of people are interested to see how the Switch version is going to play and run, and nobody's going to be disappointed. I mean, the big question right now is how's Blighttown going to run? But I mean, I obviously didn't see that part, but up until then, no frame rate hiccups, no glitching, no, like they even redid a lot of the I don't really know how to explain it. They fixed all the issues where like enemies could hit you through doors and stuff sometimes. They fixed all that. Like, I remember there was this part in Dark Souls on 360 where, the skeleton was standing behind the door and he was swinging and he hit me, and they fixed that issue, which was really nice to see. And so I was thoroughly impressed with Dark Souls. I was impressed with almost everything I played, to be honest with you.
I'm definitely getting this game.
Yeah,
it's a just a must have, and I don't think it's a must have just because it's coming to Switch. I think it's a must have to show that we want more games like this. We want more AAA games of this caliber to come to the system. Because Koei Tecmo and Nintendo got a good relationship. I could see Neo coming to the system.
Yeah. I mean, it. Look, I don't know how they did it, but it's clean. Like, and I know like the PS4 and Xbox One versions are going to be in 4K, 60 frames, whatever. But like,
I don't even think people even worried about that. I think people want to just play this game on the go.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play it on the go, I mean, it's awesome. So.
Hey, that's how they did Skyrim. Everybody kept showing their copy and showing their screen. They were just like, I'm in the airport playing Skyrim. So the same thing can happen with Dark Souls.
Yeah. Let's see here. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze plays like the Wii U version. Same as Hyrule Warriors. They both basically played as like the Wii U versions. Very clean, very smooth. Hyrule Warriors felt like the frame rate wasn't dipping like the Wii U version did, though, so that was nice to see. I did see the Breath of the Wild costumes in action. I didn't get to play as those, but I saw them on one of the demo kiosks that was there. Like they look really cool, and Zelda has this really cool. And I didn't play enough Hyrule Warriors on Wii U to know if like this is just a quote unquote Zelda move or whatever. Yeah. But when she did like the spin attack, the way that Link does it in most Zelda games, like, had this little kind of purple aura around it that kind of gave off like some magic and stuff, and saw Zelda take down some enemies, and it looked really good. And Donkey Kong, we talked about a little bit last night how I felt like Donkey Kong looked better, and I researched it today, and like they kind of redid the character models like of the main Kongs, like Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, like Funky Kong's new, but like they all got new character models, like cleaned up new character models, and Donkey Kong's idle animation no longer plays 3DS. He's playing Switch now, so that was cool.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited for those games. Sushi Strikers I saw. I didn't play it, but it's a weird game. Like, and like I told you, I was watching the Switch version. And it's one of the few games that it's coming to both systems, and I'm like, this might be better suited for 3DS because that game is so vertical that like having that vertical two screens is actually going to benefit players. So I mean, it was cool. It looked really nice. It looked really pretty on screen, but I mean, I still think the 3DS version is going to be the superior version. Just for that reason alone. So, what else did I see there? Where's my list? Travis Strikes Again is the last game on my Nintendo list. Travis Strikes Again looks really solid. Like it was fluid. The combo system looked great. The way like it looked, the combat looked like a mixture, like a top-down mixture of Bayonetta meets Batman Arkham series, where like you would do a really cool combo, and then it would automatically, like the way that Batman Arkham does, where like when the enemy attacks you, you kind of switch to the next closest enemy
Yeah.
to continue your combo, and it just did that so fluidly. Like I didn't even have to like move in that direction. It would just it would just do a dash to the next enemy, or I continue the combo into the next enemy, and it felt so good. The art direction's really cool. Everything looks so clean in HD. Like, you know how No More Heroes looked, and you're just like, and after you started seeing HD games come out, you're like, man, I wish this game was in HD, and I wish it was a little bit cleaner, which we did end up getting on PS3, but at that time nobody really cared because whatever. It looks so clean, and the level designs, like the colors they chose were very they just popped, man. And the
before you go on, Corey, the No More Heroes color scheme has always been good.
Yeah. I mean, it has, but this, like, integrating the going into video game aspect, parts is just like, wow. Like I was wowed by this. It was awesome.
The use of colors was done right.
Yeah.
It's just like they get it.
Yeah, they definitely get it. So, and then Suda 51 was there. Like, and dude, when he was in the booth, so many people were crowding around him that I was trying to get over there to take a picture with him, but like, there were so many people, and he was like, his people kind of escorted him out of the booth after like 15 minutes. But he would walk up to people and start playing the game with them. Just pick up the controller and start playing with them, and it was like really cool to see him interact with people. It was cool. It was awesome.
Regardless of what you think of his games, I think Suda 51 just has an aura about him of video games that it just attracts you to, and just be like, man, you really do love making games. And I love the unbeaten path that you take to make these crazy games. Like, you make video games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I was everything in the Nintendo booth, and then all the indies I played. I was really kind of impressed with a lot of it. I played Guacamelee, which I assume will come to Switch at some point. That 4-player mayhem
Guacamelee 2, everybody.
Yeah, Guacamelee 2. Sorry, that 4-player mayhem was crazy. that let's plays up on the YouTube channel too.
You guys have got to watch it. I looked at that and I fell out laughing, dude. I cannot wait to play this game. I literally might have to hold off for the Switch version. I'm tempted to get it on PS4, but I want to get. I'm definitely getting this on Switch if it comes, because I got to play that section and literally laugh because I thought that was so genius of Drinkbox.
Yeah, it was cool. I loved every minute of it. So, but that's kind of everything that I played Nintendo related. Like I said, if you want to hear everything that I played, check out World 1 or probably next week's NGR Radio. Like, I'll be talking about it a ton next week on there. But Nintendo's booth was really impressive. Like, everyone was so kind of just happy to be there. And I got a Nintendo bag, a pull string bag, because if you play their games, they give you tickets, and then you redeem tickets for the bag. So it was cool. I got a cool bag. So
that's a nice reward.
Yeah, it was cool. So, but anyways, that was kind of everything I played. It was so much fun, man. I want to go back at some point and just kind of take it all in again. It was amazing. So
I'm so happy for you. Yay.
I wanted to wear my Spectre Knight shirt, but everything that I had said please wash before wearing, including the hoodie that I've been wearing the past 2 days. But shirts are a little bit different than hoodies. I wanted to get it washed, and
I never done that. I've never washed a shirt before wearing it. I have always just thrown the shirt on to be like, do.
Yeah, but that's everything I played. PAX was good. PAX was fun. I enjoyed my time.
Yay!
I mean, is there anything you want to know other than the games I played? Like,
Well, I mean,
the cosplay was really good too. A lot of it.
that's good to hear. Was there more video games than anything else? Like people come to PAX, I thought people came to PAX for like comics and stuff, or was it just, or is it just
Well,
like,
there's a whole board game and like card game section of PAX. Like half
uh,
the convention center was video games, and the other half was board games and card games and other games. Like it was just it's a little bit of everything, and it was.
and when do they have their panel? Was they having a panel like every night, or
There's panels all day, like from like 10 a.m. to midnight. There were panels, and some of them were cool. Like I wanted to go to making the next great 3D Mario game panel, but I was in line at the Nintendo booth and I didn't want to lose my spot. The only panel I went to was the Giant Bomb 10th anniversary panel, which was really fun. But there was like there was a Final Fantasy and Zelda music concert there while we were there. Like that was
nice?
included in the price. There were panels all day. There was making of Final Fantasy 15, which would have been really interesting to see how it transferred from Versus 13 to 15, and the DLC that followed. There's a lot of like Twitch people there. When I was in line at Xbox, I saw Major Nelson and Morgan Webb. Like, there's all kinds of just semi-famous people there. So it was cool.
That's cool.
It was really cool, man. And they were just like walking the show floor, like, oh yeah, they're people too. A lot of YouTubers and podcasters and Twitch streamers and a lot of devs were there. It was cool. It was really, really cool.
That's good. I love hearing stuff about that. And it seems that this one was a success. There wasn't no like bad press or controversy coming out of it. So that's really good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a lot of really good cosplay. Like a lot of Overwatch cosplay was good. There was a really, really good Zelda cosplay where like I'll have to send you a picture after the show, but like it was I don't know where she had the time or the money to sew this dress, but like it was the Breath of the Wild like royal gown. And I was what?
A lot of people like when they find out PAX is happening, when they see a costume, something like that, they start like 3 months ahead. Like they start way back because they got to order materials, they got to find the parts for it and stuff. Like, and they got to get it sold, or they're gonna sew it themselves, or have someone else do it. Like they invest a lot of money for those costumes, for cosplay when it's done very professionally.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was great. Like the Aloy, like I was telling Sana, like the Aloy cosplay that I saw, the one like you would have sworn she was pulled right from the game, or she was like the girl that they used for the character model. Like it was that impressive. Like
wow, she had all the hair braided.
She had the hair braided and like full on like leather hide like costume, and like she even did like the little freckles under the eyes and like the red cheeks, and just like I was blown away by some of this cosplay, and like some of it wasn't like professional, but you could just tell people were having fun dressing up and having a good time, which was cool too.
What I like about cosplay, when people do it, I love how nice they are. I'm like, is it okay if I take a picture? I'm like, and I always tell them that they did a great job, whether it looks good or not. I'm just like, this is fantastic, and I'm just like, okay, you guys are this, and I'll ask them if I can take a picture, and then they'll let me get their camera and take a picture of them so that they could take it back and post it and stuff. So yeah, I love cosplay. It's good that you got to see it. I don't know if you ever been used to seeing people do cosplay.
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it before, but like I follow some cosplayers on Instagram and stuff, and like it's always really good, but it was really cool to see some of it in person. So I mean, I wish we could have done more. Almost like there was a lot of like YouTuber meet and greet stuff that I wish we could have gone to, but a lot of it was Saturday and Sunday. So, I mean, what's good was on Friday, not on Friday night, but I wanted to go to the Giant Bomb thing, and I kind of, you got to pick and choose what you want to do. Next time I go, I'm going to have like a better game plan. I just wanted to play a lot of the games, to be honest with you. But yeah, PAX was fun. I can't wait to go back. Like, it was just an experience, man. The only thing is like, I wish somebody else from NGR would have gone with me, whether it was you or Matt or whatever, just to like, so we could do like proper coverage,
If I find out what the prices are for tickets, and like I already know the train stuff, so I would just have to get that part and then actually like really get my tickets and stuff. Because I don't know if they announced 2019 price for PAX, but I want to be prepared for that. I want to put at least $500 aside to be like, okay, I got my train stuff ready to go, my traveling expenses to go, find out how we're going to do hotel, and then get the ticket. And like, I will be there with you for it.
Yeah, it was fun, and I hope like if anybody out there like I know it's not like in everybody's budget, but I do urge people to like, if you're into anything like that at all, like just to go once. Like, even if it's just for one day, like, just go once. It's worth it, and it was amazing. So
I do want to go to PAX. That's one of my goals that I always wanted to do.
Yeah, it was so much fun. But anyways, that was my experience at PAX. Hope you guys enjoyed my giant rant about games and my kind of scrolling through notes on air. But yeah, this has been Nintendo Power Block. Remember, you can find Nintendo Power Block every Tuesday and Friday here on NGR Radio. Like, subscribe, and share it on our YouTube page. Remember to watch Pod and Play every Saturday. We've got 5 more episodes going up, so make sure you check them out. This past week was The Order 1886, and this coming week is Wind Waker? No. Captain Toad, I think, is this weekend. So check those out. Remember to check out Squad Goals, our multiplayer playlist for Arsenal X. Download our family of shows, NGR Radio, World on One, Nerds Gone Platinum, and Arsenal X, as well as this show. Rate us on iTunes. We're now on multiple podcast services. If you're watching this video, let us know if there's a podcast service that you specifically listen to, and we'll try to get the show up on there as well. But Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode. You can also check out my podcast, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and TuneIn, and other podcast apps. The latest episode is up, and I'm talking about entitled gamers. So you guys give that one a listen, and hopefully you guys will check out the next episode where I'm deep diving into WayForward. I'm talking about their history and some of their games.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can find me at CoreyHD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me hosting a plethora of other shows here on the network, and check out our Let's Plays from PAX. It was really fun to get some of those for you guys, even though the Code Vein one I kind of got in trouble for filming. But that's okay. Shh. But yeah, check them out. Dead Cells and Dark Souls are up there. Wolfenstein's up there. So Guacamelee is up there, which was a good time. So yeah. The Shovel Knight card game's up there as well.
And a great job, Corey, for on the floor coverage.
Oh, thanks. I probably could have done better, but I didn't really know how I was going to do it by myself. So I just I wanted to make sure I at least got gameplay. So, you know, and I figured we'd just talk about them on the podcast. So, yeah.
I can't wait. Yeah, it's my goal to come next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, we love you.
Bye, everybody.
Woohoo. Wahoo.